Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we are back with Bogarus. And this episode's going to be a bit special. We're going to wax philosophical, if you will, at the start. And it's not like you haven't experienced that before on this channel. Lots of times we meander, we wander, and we talk about all sorts of things that are not directly relevant to the game. This time we are going to talk about hypocrisy, and we're just going to muse about it in a little bit of ways. But first, we're going to read a message from Arko. Arko here, player Arko, not the nation, is Taurus, player, will be handling diplomacy in turns for Arcocephaly from now on. As was our plan from the start. I can only be active till turn 30 or so. So, not probably very true. Arko signed up for the game first, and then Istar's volunteered to be his partner. He did say when he started that he wanted somebody to handle the late game turns. So, I don't think turn... What are we on? 33 counts as late game. I think this is like his first major war. And part of the reason we had done this Hydra game was so that two people could manage the late game turns together. Not for one person to abandon and leave the other person with it. That was kind of the idea of the Hydra game, is that when you're in hard times, you have somebody to talk to, and when the game goes late, you have people to kind of share the load in terms of you don't have to do the turn every single time. You know, you get to take some time off, which is nice. So probably not true. However, the hypocrisy I want to talk about isn't really the fact that this message is mostly untrue. Mostly it has to do, I think, with me, which is one of the things I get very salty about is like a 3v1. And I certainly know what it's like to be targeted because of who you are, which is certainly what's happening with poor Arcocephaly here. We are targeting him because for us to have a decent, good 2-digit chance to win, we probably want him out of the game. It would just be a lot simpler if that happens. And we were all expecting he's not going to go down without swinging. Like, we weren't expecting this to be easy. He would probably Diplo out with one of us. You know, there's a ton of ways to break up a coalition, as you guys have seen on this channel many times. That being said, this coalition we have put together here, in my humble opinion, is one of the best I have ever seen put together. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we have very good players in it. The coalition's pretty skilled players. The world game state is such that nobody's really set up to backstab us. Everybody else is involved in wars. And all the people in the coalition have kind of had, like a fast first war. Vettiheim had like a full first war where he killed Phalegra. Phalegra properly. But otherwise, TNG and I have had pretty fast first wars, and I've had like a little skirmishy second thing. So basically, we're all in very strong positions relative to the person you're coalition, which isn't normal. Normally, when you coalition somebody, they're like ahead of you in technology, which Arko is probably about the same tech as we are. Or they're way ahead of you in land or resources. He's ahead of, I think, all of us in gym income individually, but not by a ton. So this is a coalition. Like, if ever there was a coalition to just murder somebody, this is it. It's like an iron-clad coalition. There's nothing much from a game state perspective, I don't think, that's going to interrupt it. We're extremely well set up to be successful. And... Which, by the way, if you want to assassinate somebody, even if you want to assassinate me or something, this is just the best coalition I've damn near seen. Just because it's very well thought through, it's timed, the game state's perfect, all of this. That being said, they were pretty gruff in their diplomacy with me. They vultured some of this stuff, and then they wanted a nap, and I said, okay, as condition of that, can we have this throne? They're like, no. Well, you know, fine. It's not like you need to give it up. But anyway, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I'm just saying, like, and they didn't talk at all to us. You know, I probably didn't really. Arko and I have a bit of a thing, but which we may get into a little bit here. But Taurus and I, you know, he didn't really pursue anything, like keep any of the Diplo channels open to be like, hey, what's going on? Feeling things out, talking things, like doing a lot of the normal diplomacy stuff. So, you know, there were a lot of things that didn't happen to prevent this from happening to them. But I know what it's like to be targeted like this in a coalition, and it sucks. It sucks real bad. And it's also funny, again, speaking of hypocrisy, because about the time I'm recording this is probably only a week or two after we got that message from Arko playing Pelagia in the finals, where he says, you know, part of the reason he went underwater was to avoid a coalition. And I was saying in that episode that I don't really think that would happen in the finals. Like, there's so many really good players in there that, you know, probably wouldn't happen. And here we are coalitioning him as a land neighbor with, like, the best coalition I've ever seen. And to be fair, like, I don't know Arko's win rate and stuff. I know it used to be extremely high. Like, I want to say, like, almost, I have no idea what it is now. I think it used to be like 90% or something. And I have an okay win rate, but it's nothing like that. Like, I lose games left and right. I mean, I'm probably more likely to win a game than the average person in them, but it is nothing like 90%, nothing at all. And 90%, like, when you get up that high, and I don't know if that's actually what it is these days. And it's like old information I was basing on when I'm, you know, from a while ago, but like, that is very high. Like, that it's like that player is playing Scalaria every game, even if they're not playing Scalaria. I mean, they're so dangerous. You can't really let them be in a game. Now, in the finals, there's multiple players like that. There's some really, really good players in the finals. Basically, this game is not like that. This game is a little closer to the qualifiers for the finals. It's probably a little better than that. Like, we have multiple people from the finals in here. Taurus, who's the other partner in this, is from the finals. Castronomical was in the finals. You know, we've got Maryland, who was casting with me. I don't think Kirby was in there. I mean, the people playing Vettiheim are really good too. They totally would be capable of playing in the finals. They're not, I don't think, at anywhere near the Arko tier level. I'm not near the Arko tier level. So, yeah. Anyway, point being that this is closer to the qualifier game, and in the qualifier game, it would make a whole lot of sense for Arko to pick underwater, because in the qualifier game, when there's a much higher skill differential between the players, it's a lot easier to fearmonger. And not just easier, it's like you should fearmonger. Like, if you're in the qualifiers with Arko or with Sai or with, I mean, anybody who's like one of the like really, really good players. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. And in some ways, it's nice not being that good, because like when you're that good, the logical thing to do is to just kill them. Like, have this perfect coalition and just murder them. Yeah, anyway. All that being said, I've heard Arko talk before about having a build set up to handle a 3v1. Well, his solution here is to leave the game. Deny us the privilege of killing him. Now, there's other things that are interesting. I don't know. I'll just assume he's actually gonna peace out after this. There's a very decent chance. So let's look at it this way. Either way, if he gets out for real, he's getting out for real to help the game state for Isataris, because he's realized that we're coalitioning him not because he's running away with the game, but because, first of all, because it's him. That's the main reason. I mean, there's other surrounding details that make this a really ironclad coalition. It looks like, anyway. But yeah, he figures if I get out of that, if I take that out of the equation, then the coalition doesn't make nearly as much sense. And so what's the best move I could make? It's to step away from the game. Right? So this is like meta level diplomacy here. I don't think any of us are going to stop attacking them. There is another potential angle to this. And the other potential angle is that he knows that that's the case and is stepping away, even though he's going to stand there and give some help. Maybe a lot of help. But just saying this will potentially weaken the coalition because we won't be doing God's work by killing him anymore. Instead, maybe we're being more greedy. Whereas before, if we're taking Arko out of the game, if somebody's going to take Arko out of the game for you and you think they're going to actually do that rather than feed him, like they're doing God's work for you, you wouldn't stab them in the back. But if Arko's left the game and they're just being greedy, well, then maybe you should knife them. So who knows, right? I mean, most likely what he's saying is true and he's actually leaving the game. However, this was not the plan from the start. This just it was very coincidental that it happened the exact turn that he got 3 nap-ending messages from the coalition that was about to try to take him out. Yeah, I honestly I was worried he would throw off the coalition. Not necessarily purely through military. I think he would probably, I don't know if that saying, screw marry, kill or something? I don't even know. But that could probably apply to 3-way coalitions. Like one person you try to kill, or yeah, one person you fuck with, the other one you screw, and the other one you try to win to your side. I don't know. But I figured he would do some stuff. But all that being said, the hypocrisy really is, I hate nothing makes me more salty than getting coalitioned. And I will dig in my heels and fight to ruin all of the people coalitioning me and just ensure they lose. I don't even need to win. That's not important. And so being that person and then also being the one on the coalition side when there's not even really any reason to do it except for just the player's so good. I don't know. There's some hypocrisy there. So anyway, that was 13 minutes. That was probably too long to talk about this, but we have Arko exiting stage left. The war will continue. All right, 6 earth gems, 1 water gem, 24 fire gems. I'm also, I also too it's gonna make this less good of a video because y'all were gonna get to see what happens when 3 stormtroopers attack Han Solo. Does it work? Do we all miss? Or, are we successful? So, it's too bad. It was going to be fun. Certainly far more fun for us than it was going to be for Arko. It's very stressful getting coalitioned by good players who are... I don't think we're ahead of him, really, but we are certainly on parity with him in power. I mean, I'm ahead of him in income by a boatload. Okay, magic sites. We found some good friggin' magic sites. We found an Earthblood Seepage. We found a Magma Cave. So that's plus 3 Earth income for us. Guys, that is huge. That almost doubled our Earth income. And for good measure, we got an extra Fire Gem. That puts us up at 10. We have hit 10 Fire Gems a turn. And guys, maybe the most important thing has happened this turn. And the most important thing is, you guessed it, the entire nation rejoices. Rasputin, goddess of Bogarus, which, by the way, we have accidentally misgendered our pretender. Rasputin, you know, historically should be a dude. But either he's changed or we will beg forgiveness of him. Her. I don't even know the right way to... what. It's a female model. In Dominions, it's a female. Just the name is male. However it is. We beg your forgiveness. But they're here. They're here early. And I have Grippa on my team. Grippa's not supposed to get this kind of luck. It's turn 33 and Rasputin is here. And what that means is we can trigger the series of events, which will hopefully ultimately lead to us putting up Eternal Pyre. You can see we've got a boatload of fire gems. We've got a fair amount of pearls. And yeah, we're going to be wandering down here. Once we're here, we're going to forge which we can already forge now. I think. Let's double check. Oh, we're going to need an extra path. Well, excuse me. We better go ahead and start forging that this turn. I think we care more about the fire gems. Let's see. I may switch this dwarven... No, probably not. We'll go ahead and here and make a Starshine Skull Cap. And we're going to get a discount on that because we're at this site, but we're not going to use a hammer on it. So, okay, she'll come down here. She'll make the Ring of Wizardry. It will be beautiful. And then we'll have the option next turn, or once she makes it, so in 2 turns, to cast it. Eternal Pyre. Now, by that time, I should mention the fire gems we got from Bettyheim. This is purchasing 4 lanterns, 2 of which we're sending in this turn and 2 we'll send next turn. I'm going to see if I can sell more. I've actually got a message here with Caleb. He's messaging me in Discord right now about lanterns. I don't know if he's accepted. We'll have to see. It looks like he's not. I think I also have messaged Joman if they're interested. I want to make some lanterns for people right now. Because in 2 turns, I will be at 180. And 180 is not quite the level I want to be at to cast Pyre. I really want to be at like 250. But I need to make more lanterns is kind of what that comes down to. So we're going to have to sort that out. We're making, by the way, another hammer this turn, which is going to mean another lantern per turn coming out. And we can potentially even make some, like once we have Pyre up, no, we're not going to make lanterns for ourselves. We're making Firebirds. And you can see our Firebird crew is ready to go in our capital. Ready to go. So yeah, well, the other thing we have to do is we have to get ready to attack. We're basically just going to hit these with low commitment attacks right here. And then we'll probably just defend and probably send horrors or something out here. How are we doing on horror research? Alt 5. Do I really need Alt 5? Could be nice. I feel like Blood 5 is going to be a little better right here. Go ahead and get our horror engine going. I probably also need to look at... Well, no, we can make Bloodthorns with our Ring of Wizardry. So we're going to have to make... Well, that Ring of Wizardry is going to be pretty busy. We need to make Bloodthorns. Well, once we've made one, we can use the other Bloodthorn to make more. Because like this person, to cast Sin Lesser Horror, they only are going to need, I believe, a Starshine Skullcap. Others, the Astra randoms will need a Bloodthorn. We good to have a Bloodthorn on hand anyway, though. Oh, we can totally cast Voice of Apsu somewhere here, too. I guess we'll do that there. Why not? It's a farmland. That's not a very good place to cast it, but we'll do it. But yeah, we're trying to get water site search. We've done a decent amount of water site searching. We haven't found too much, but such is life. Yeah. So anyway, if I can trade enough stuff, we're going to put up Eternal Pyre ASAP. But I'm not sure that we will. And I feel like God, I really want to have 250 to cast it. The problem is, and this is some of the math we can do, is that if I have to wait more than 4 turns to cast it, and I don't think I will be overpowered like within that turn, then it's very likely, or it would make sense for me to go ahead and just cast it, just get it up, and then start saving to overcast it. And get an overcast basket of like 300, and then when I'm above that, start making Firebirds. But you can see the problem there is that we've put in probably more than... I mean, I guess we could do the same with like 250, but I think it might still make sense. It really matters whether just how quickly it gets overcast, because if it gets overcast quickly, it's a real zinger. I'm kind of inclined to wait and maybe let the monkeys put it up first. I know the monkeys are saving for it. I know this monkey player. I've played with him many a time. So yeah, that's basically it. We're getting ready. Our research, by the way, we're at 1,000 a turn. God, that's not very much. I've been busy. We finally have blood hunting like properly going. We're blood hunting here. We've got good patrollers. Oh, I need to get a... We're making... a shadow imp here. We honestly should probably make another one. We'll make one for a couple turns. He's gonna come pick up the junk. We've got another blood hunter coming down here. Oh, let's see what we have going on here. Wait, hang tight. Okay. Yeah. So. We're going to get this set up too. I need to make some more Smeargles. Our air gems are pretty tight at the moment. I had sent, by the way, the end of last turn, some imps. I mean, I had sold... That's why we got this from Midgard. I had sold him some blood slaves. I don't think that's going to help him. I think Midgard's toast. And I don't have the heart. I need to ask him if I can go ahead and take this fort from him. I really don't have the heart. He's trying. This is the thing that like I know when I need to be ruthless, and I need to be ruthless right now and just go eat this stuff. But he's over here formulating a plan of how he's going to break back out of his cap. I'm like rooting for him so hard. It hurts me to be like, man, I have to take this from you now. And especially after that epic defense. Ugh. Don't know what to do. And he's got this huge ass army sitting over here. I think it's going to go take this fort because this is undefended. He's also upkeep constrained. Like he's losing money. He's having some troops desert every turn. I think I should just take this, put him out of his misery. Maybe ask him. Maybe I'll do that. Just say, hey, dude, do you want to get your Volas out and like let me take this? I think you're done, dude. Let me get this stuff. I need it. I want it. So let's talk a little bit. We've got basically we're going to have 2 groups of Skelly spam dudes coming in here. We'll have to get this set up more properly. For now, we'll just do silly stuff like that. But yeah, we're probably just going to split these guys up, have 2 pretty budget raiding parties coming through here and here. There's a decent chance he tries to defend here. Might kill one of my groups. I'm kind of okay with that. And then we'll attack here and here. He doesn't even have forts nearby, so I feel like we take these. We've got a pretty good chance to hold on to them for a while. We also patrolled out, guys, a boat. Look how many scouts there were here. There's so many scouts. So everybody saw this battle where I was like biting my goddamn fingernails. With the guy who summoned 40 fucking air elementals at me. Oh my god. God, that was such a nerve-wracking fight. We got an air random too, which is kind of nice for this guy, because the other air random we had is going to die. So it's nice to just have one on deck if I need to make a Scotata Vulturnus or something later. I think that's about it, boys. I think that's about it. Sorry, it's a bit philosophical. I think what I want to say in closing is it is shitty to coalition people without like a huge, like it's just kind of shitty to like 3v1 people. It's kind of shitty. Like 2v1 is a little bit more honorable. 3v1 is kind of shitty. However, like we're trying to win the game too. And this is like, if you want to talk about a move that is going to increase all of our chances of winning the game, this is like a great fucking move. It's a great fucking move. But it's not, there's bad things about it too. Like it's shitty and you don't learn, like I think how much more you would learn having to like fight this guy in a somewhat honorable fashion rather than just gangbanging him with like two of your friends. I mean, these guys are kind of my friends. I mean, I play with these guys. They're kind of my friends. But I mean, yeah. By friends, I just more meant like your neighbors, you know? So it's kind of shitty. I think everybody who does a coalition should be a little ashamed of themselves. And I was a little ashamed of myself. But the thing is, the fact that he elfed me while nap breaking one time, I'm still pretty salty about that. So I was looking at this game actually was going to be the game where I almost could just wash my slate clean with people who have wronged me in the past. I get some vengeance on them and then the slate is clean and I let go. But he's going to deny me that catharsis. Ooh. All right, guys. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. I'm kind of stoked to play Bogarus. I don't do human nations too much. And this is a really interesting nation because there's just so much they can do. We're going to be getting into blood stuff online. Sai's going to be yelling at me about that. But don't worry, Sai. Let's see how many blood saves we got this turn. Okay, don't look. It's only 20. Fuck. All right, we're going to get up to 100. That's my mission. We're going to get up to 100. We need a blood hunt here and here. Well, no, these guys just got here. This wasn't a real turn of blood hunting. We have a few places where we're just blood hunting here because we're patrolling here for a turn or two. We need to get this set up as a blood hunting operation. Do we have any air mages here? Let's have you guys make smirgles. Can we... Wait, it's a winter passage. We can't go through here. He's coming. He's casting Gnome Lore. Okay, we need to get this place set up to blood hunt. Alright, so that's our mission, guys. We need to get to 100 blood slaves a turn. We'll try to do that within the next 4 or 5 turns. Then we can start sending... We have all the tools now, or we will shortly, to have our horror cannon going. And we'll just have a dull, steady thrum of horrors coming out to fuck with people. If we need to. We're also cool being peaceful. But we definitely need to get our blood economy going, or Sai's going to give me way too much shit. Way too much shit. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all are enjoying the series. Sorry that we have gangbanged one of the guys out. It's a little... It's not great. But, you know, Isataris, who's playing Arko, is still a really good player, so he'll put up a ton of a fight. And I think with... I mean, this will serve a purpose. It will make people way more likely to peace out with him and way more likely to backstab us. So, we'll see what happens. And we will see you in the next episode. Peace.